What are you made of the Arsenal so far then?
I think it's not been a bad start. I mean, the Liverpool game of losing that game, but that could have gone either way. It looked like both teams were a little bit worried about each other. It wasn't a great game. I think both teams were under par, if I'm being honest, on the day, and it was a special goal to win it. For Liverpool's point of view. So, look, it's going to be tight, but Liverpool got a big result of the weekend again, didn't they? I mean, they know how to get over the line.
Yeah, they did.
And they pushed them, and Burnley done so well to defend as much as they did, but, you know, last-minute penalty and unbeaten at the moment. So they're the ones to beat this year, I'm sure.
What are you made of Victor Gyökeres so far?
Well, I've done a TV on Saturday with Alan Shearer, and obviously one of the best strikers ever to play in the Premier League and Premiership. And he just said the movement in the first half wasn't good enough. I mean, he kept coming to the ball too much, where he's just got to play the box, if you like, which Arsenal probably haven't had for 2 or 3 years. And then early in the second half, what the problem he got, he's got to learn how to read his teammates, really, because you know what it's like. David Beckham was the best at it. If you was a striker, you knew exactly when the ball's coming into the box. You know, as soon as he got it out of his right foot, you know the ball's going to be swinging in, and that's when you can make your runs as a striker. At times, Madueke had a really good game on that right-hand side, but he has 1, 2, 3 touches, and it's hard for a striker to make their runs because you don't know when the ball's coming into the box.
You've made your run and got to
exactly,
stop,
and then you've got to do it again. But he's just got to learn when he thinks the players are going to make the crosses in, and sometimes the players have got to get the ball in a bit quicker. But you know, he's got 3 goals so far, so you know, he's got to stay fit, and he's done okay. That's all I can say. But I think he's still learning to play with his teammates.
I thought second half against Forest, he began to look.
Absolutely. You know? Yeah, it was a really good goal as well. I mean, you know, long ball from the back, Calafiori over the top. Eze now. You know, early part, he let it bounce, great ball crossed, and there he was. That's where he's got to work, where he scores that goal, you know, that 6-yard box. You know, all around that ball, he'll score your headers as well. So, look, I'm really excited that hopefully he can have a really good season and score the goals that Arsenal need.
Before we get stuck into other things, I've got a great, not great text. It's a really interesting text here. I mean, how's it look if you're a Crystal Palace supporter? You know, you've lost Eze. Obviously, you've lost your place in the Europa League, but you're in the Europa Conference League. But listen to this. Andrew Collins, as a Palace season ticket holder from Parlour, he says, after all the issues of our European qualification, we now have a new situation that's arisen. I, along with 1,200 Palace fans, have booked flights and hotels for our first away Europa Conference game against Dynamo Kiev. Obviously, this match is not taking place in Kiev due to the issues in Ukraine. So UEFA agreed all Kiev home matches would take place in the neutral venue of the beautiful Polish city of Lublin. But due to the issues with Russian drones in Polish airspace in the last week on the Polish border, and the RAF reportedly being about to deploy support to Poland, the affected area for all of this, where the airspace is closed, Lublin is the closest city. So this match is due to take place in 2 weeks' time, but so far, no match tickets have gone on sale, and all Palace fans due to fly out 2 weeks tomorrow have been left in limbo once again. This is a big UEFA group match, but we are being told nothing about what is going to happen. And it's an interesting point, you know, goodness knows. I mean, it's a very difficult situation, isn't it?
It is a difficult situation.
Can't fly people out there if it's deemed to be a dangerous area. But
you want to be safe, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
how's your luck if you're a Palace fan?
Oh, well, first year in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
and you know, they're going to have a great time, I'm sure. But this is...
Well, if they get there.
Well,
eventually.
Yeah. I mean, they will eventually get there. But whether it's going to be played, we don't know. But, I'm sure that they're going to have a good following away from home. Some great cities they'll be going to, and they deserve it. They deserve to be in the Europa League, if I'm being honest. But they're in the European... We've seen Chelsea win it. We've seen West Ham win it. And the fans have a great time. So I'm sure Palace will be exactly the same.
Yeah, they've got to think, well, we can win this.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we'll be in the Europa League.
There'll be a lot more chance of winning that they had to the Europa League.
Completely.
So they could get to the final, definitely.
Yeah. And, of course, Champions League back tonight. One team who won't be in it is Manchester United. But the man over most of the back pages this morning is still Ruben Amorim.
This is diabolical from Man United.
The fact morale at Old Trafford amongst the staff has never been so low.
If we didn't score that last penalty against Burnley, which is our only win this season in all competitions, and if we lose to Chelsea the weekend, which I expect us to do so, we will be in the relegation zone.
I think he's trapped in that Sporting Lisbon success. This is how I'm going to implement this here.
I don't see the system as you guys see the system, so I will try to do my job.
I don't understand what you're watching at times from a mighty club like Manchester United. It's shocking.
He's the worst start in the league since 1992-93 season. He hasn't won 2 games in a row yet.
To some extent, the manager has to take a huge amount of responsibility for sitting in a place where you've made things worse.
Sometimes we are a little bit naive in the approach that we have, but I saw some games that sometimes we can run faster, but they tried.
Factually, the worst manager that Manchester United have had.
Amorim sticking to his style at all costs has made United even worse.
But Old Trafford is fast becoming the theatre of broken dreams.
Ruben Amorim, of course, we all know, we've seen the stat. 8 wins in 31 league games. Back page of the Times today, though. The headline is Portuguese step up the bid for Amorim. Benfica are reportedly keeping an eye on the situation at United. It's not absolutely imminent because it depends on a change, I think, in presidency or chairmanship or something like that. And in some respects, I guess, he'd be looking to bite their hand off or return to Portugal. But as the ex-Sporting manager, going to Benfica, that would be a bit like a move from Arsenal to Tottenham.
Yeah, it would be.
Can you do that?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of managers have done that to their local rivals. But, yeah, he just looks a little bit lost at the moment. I mean, Man City were far the better team at the weekend. Look, a lot of people were expecting Man City to win at home anyway. But it's just that, it's a derby and you expect a little bit more. It's been another awful start for the season. And I think the Man United fans now are getting fed up with it all. And what happens, we'll have to wait and see whether he wants to get out as well. He doesn't look a happy man at the moment.
He doesn't.
He looks like he's got the world on his shoulders. And is it going to get better? That's the big question. I don't think it is at the moment.
I don't know how he wins the fans back over. I think they'd probably have to win 4 or 5 on the bounce.
Yeah, they do.
It's hard to see that happening.
Yeah, well, they do. They need to win at least 3 on the bounce to get them back into a decent position. But it's just, I don't know what the system is and what they're trying to achieve. And as I said before, it pans on the bench, and he just looks a little bit lost for me. And whether it's too big for him, I don't know. The job, it is a massive job. Everybody knows that when Sir Alex left, there's been a door opening every couple of seasons for another manager. They can't seem to get it right there. So recruitment is very, very important. They spent money. They spent quite a bit of money during the. They got Kuhn Ewing and Burmo, so they spent some decent money, but it just don't seem to be clicking at the moment.
No.
And whether it's the manager, whether the players are not having the manager, I don't know. As soon as the players are not doing it for the manager, then you've got a massive problem. Yeah, because the players are more powerful than the managers. There, my era when I first started, the manager was always the most powerful man. George Graham and Arsenal, Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United. But now it seems the players are more powerful than the manager.
Yeah, and we've seen that in the transfer window.
Absolutely.
More powerful than the clubs, really, aren't they? Jill's texted, "Morning, Jeff. Morning, Ray. This is a great duo. Does Ali know?"
Well, Ali be on commentary duties, and he's very good at commentary, isn't he?
Yeah.
You two are brilliant in the morning.
He's absolutely brilliant. Well, he's off to Bilbao, isn't he?
Oh, beautiful.
So
he'll be getting around this week.
Yeah, he'll be sleeping off.
He is probably one of the hardest working men I know. Ali. Yeah. He's always on the TV. He's always doing commentary here, commentary there.
Well, this week he's in Bilbao tonight, then he's in Liverpool tomorrow night, then he's in Newcastle on Thursday night. He's doing a Premier League game on Saturday, which I assume is going to be the Merseyside derby. So,
but how exciting, Jeff! If you like football, which Ali does, he loves football. That the one I'll be looking forward to the most out of those games you just mentioned, it's got to be Newcastle. St James's Park, Barcelona going into town. Under the floodlights, it'd be absolutely rocking at St James's Park. I was with Alan Shearer on Saturday, and he said, "I've got to go to America on Thursday." I'm absolutely devastated. I can't. I'm going to miss Newcastle with Barcelona, but that's going to be a hell of a night. I'll definitely be tuning into that one.
Yeah. Air Miles Ali, we call him. Coming up, we'll turn our attention to the back pages and some bold claims from David Raya ahead of Arsenal's Champions League campaign getting underway.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.